All right. Last night, Rory Gallagher was at the El Macombo.
Tuesday night as well.
Yes. And to me, he's always been one of the, besides Van Morrison, one of the greats to come out of Ireland, and an amazing guitarist. And you were there.
Right, and fans of the guitar were in their glory last 2 nights at the El Macombo. 2 sold-out crowds at the club paid homage, that's about the only word that you can truly come up with, to Rory Gallagher, who, of course, is one of the last of the guitar heroes. And as you know, John, that's a dying breed. I think there's really just a few of them left hanging in from the 60s, and some of the new names coming up, Robin Trower, Ronnie Montrose, Frank Marino. And by guitar hero, I mean where the guitar is the entire sound. Everything is built around it, the entire image, the entire feeling. Everything is that one guitar sound. And even if you look at one of the original guitar heroes, probably the first one, Eric Clapton, he no longer is in, you cannot classify him as a guitar hero anymore because the guitar is just one element in the total sound. Whereas with Rory Gallagher, it still is the guitar. And Gallagher is definitely the genuine article. It has the pedigree. His roots go back to the classic age. The pedigree. You got your papers ready?
Right.
No, but his roots do go back to the classic age of the guitar hero in the late 60s, I think, along with
Hendrix.
Yeah, Hendrix and Cream. Gallagher's group Taste helped define the power trio sign, of course, taking the blues, basically Chicago blues-based stuff, amped it up, turned it louder, went into longer breaks. And Taste, of course, is not as well known as the other 2 groups that we mentioned and did not achieve success over here in North America, but very influential in terms of defining that whole sound. I think Gallagher is going to die a guitar hero. He's totally uncompromised, still doing the 60s riff. Of course, he's progressed technically, as one might expect from a top-notch musician, but it's still blues-based, and he's still as close to the blues guitar of the King boys, B.B. King, Freddie King, and Albert King. I love that, the 3 of them. Unrelated, but the King boys and Elmore James as he ever was. It's funny, he doesn't leave the impression, though, that he's hopelessly lost in the past. Remember when I was talking about Jerry Doucette, and I was talking about the fact that the blues-based stuff simply sounded dated and didn't work in comparison to his new stuff? In this situation, you don't get that feeling. Maybe it's because of the passion of the man or the commitment or the full-throttle abandon or just the purity of his entire effort, but you don't come across with that feeling that he lost in the past. He still comes across as a contemporary musician. It's almost like he defies aging, like he'll be the one holdover of the guitar age, and he'll go down playing that same stuff. And in fact, there's times that his trio sounded almost punkish as they pushed the riffs harder and harder. They just almost broke that edge over into that punk sound. And this time without Lou Martin's keyboard, because he was just with the 3, the bass and the drummer himself, the sound took on an even harder edge, and the sound is now built on the interplay between Gallagher's guitar and the bass of Jerry McAvee, who's been with him since 1971, so you can imagine after 7 years of gigging together, they got it down. But the strange thing last night was that Gallagher does his acoustic set, 3-4 numbers, and McAvee fell down the stairs. He wasn't drunk or anything. He just, coming back down from the dressing room up top, fell down the stairs and really hurt himself, but just picked himself up and went back up on the stage. Strange little incident. Whatever else, I think you have to say that Rory Gallagher is durable. He just hangs in there. He survived all the trends, the glitter trend, the decline of the guitar hero, and he still has his faithful audience. Take a look at Wayne Webster here, okay? Wayne has more Rory Gallagher albums in his entire collection than he does Beatle albums. Now, that's a claim that you can't make very readily about very many people, and I think that this time he could have done Massey Hall. I think that he likes the small contact of the club atmosphere. Obviously, Rory Gallagher. In fact, there was even suggestions that he could sell out the concert bowl at Maple Leaf Gardens. Well, that's slightly questionable, but Massey Hall, I still think that he can have enough of a draw that he would fill up Massey Hall. But the contact is what he's after. That's what he got last night. It was a little bit like George Thorogood, if you can imagine that. Didn't think it would happen again. But I missed Monday night, and they tell me in the club, Reggie, my faithful barometer down at the club, said that Tuesday night at the El Macombo, it was one of the craziest nights in the El Macombo's history. He said Rory Gallagher played for 2.5 hours, and the audience just wouldn't let him leave the stage. Reggie's line is a great line. He said, I needed a Sherman tank to get him off the stage. They just mobbed him, and they wouldn't let him off. In fact, he said if he didn't play the 3rd encore on Tuesday night, they would have tore the place apart. It was just right at that right edge, and those faithful fans still with him, and they just have this incredible respect for him. I think, bottom line, Rory Gallagher is often called the people's guitarist. That's because he's so unpretentious, both in his musical style and his personal style. You know, the standard plaid shirt, the running shoes. There's just something really, not homey, but the fact that there's no flash, there's just honest love of the music itself. And I think that he communicates that in every way. Personally, what I admire most is his versatility within the specific genre of music that he's chosen, because it all is blues, bottom line, different shades of it, but he's still a blues guitar player. But he's still well-rounded within that one small area, and he has the ability to play acoustically, of course, one of the masters, the Delta style, the music of the 20s and the 30s, great slide guitar player, the urban blues of Chicago, he's a master of that, even if it is second generation, and the 60s power blues, which he helped define with taste. And I think that he does all well, so during the course of an evening, you get an incredible range of styles, even though it's within the one area, and it works quite well. Good night, two good nights down at the combo. Personally, I lean towards the acoustic side, and we'll give you a taste of both sides of his style. This is Rory Gallagher out on the Western Plain on Q107.